Today I'm back with another episode of the Immortal Podcast, and with me, as always, is Indez here to break down the most recent patch notes for the incoming update on Wednesday the 13th. That's tomorrow if you're watching it on Tuesday. And we're going to just tell you what we think of everything that's coming through. Of course, you saw his video on his channel and my video on my channel already, but you did not see our conversation together. Indez, what's up, bro? Welcome back to the channel, man.
Hey, always good to be back. You know how it is, and we got here a back-to-back collab. We just talked about like
I
Doom the
know.
Dark Ages. Now we're talking about Starcraft. I feel like it's kind of insane.
It was weird, man. I was actually really surprised when you think that Doom just hit and now they went right in. I guess that's just how timing worked out for them. Hey, I'm not complaining though. I actually always do like collabs. StarCraft though, I know a lot of people are probably excited. It's great for Blizzard because it's a Blizzard IP. I was never a StarCraft guy though. I never really played it too much. How about you? Were you into it?
I remember playing it as a kid, but I was too young. I think the game was a bit too complex, and I
Mm,
was more a fan of Age of Empires. That was my thing back then.
got you. Okay, that makes total sense. Well, a couple of things. I mean, let's just dive into the patch notes. We'll talk about it in order rather than me just chatting on. Updates coming on May 13th, and it goes until the 10th of June. So we're looking at about a month's time. And we're going to be getting it seems like we're getting a bunch of stuff for free right here, Indez. It says log in, you get your StarCraft themed avatar frame, the 2-star gem. I'm going to have you talk about the 2-star gem when we get there because I know you went in depth on it on your channel. The weapon transmog, which is cool, and then you do the daily activities. You get a portal and stickers, which seems cool. The portal's cool, especially for free-to-play players that don't get many of those free things. Um, Weapon transmogs, legendary and set items, and this is all going on for 4 weeks. What are they talking about? Powered immortal keys and immortal keys.
I think this is just gonna be the currency that
Okay.
you're gonna have like to do like the challenges. Like for example, it is a copy paste of whatever we have right now inside the game, which is called the Slayer Arsenal. So you go into Survivor's Bane or you go into the dungeons, you get the currency, and then you're gonna
Right.
collect all the free cosmetics, also the legendaries and the set items. They are quite good because they usually are like triple triple or triple four. So yeah, it is probably the best way nowadays to get gear is from these events because in the open world farming it is mainly only for instances.
Dude, I just did 100 that I had just saved up in my mail, and zero were like anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
100% for essences. It's essence farming really,
yeah.
which it
Which I feel like it kind of diminish like the satisfaction or the feel that I have to grind. So nowadays, like that's why I was saying, like whenever regarding the bots, like after you're done with your ancestors, as long as you are like pretty near the Paragon like level, you most likely you can just shut down like the. You don't have to always, but I know what is happening now is like everybody has the bot, so it's like kind of easy. So you're always like babysitting like the game because it's just like that easy. But for me, I once I'm done, I just shut down and yeah, it's more peaceful.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, honestly, you don't even need to do things like you could do your 24 hours per week of the auto farm. And I don't want to go on an auto farm rant again like we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
last episode, but you could do your 24 hours a week. You could skip your bounties, you could skip your dungeons, and obviously you're not min-maxing your account, getting getting everything that you should, and you could keep up with server Paragon level. Like it's gonna keep you
yeah,
there.
100%.
All right, so let's keep going on. We got the Dark Ascension Face of Tal'Darim, Tal'Darim. This is the boss fight. All right, we have some gameplay footage of this boss fight as well. While I pull that, let me find it. Here it is, right
Yeah, so
here.
so this gonna be the first boss that we have since I think like the Lich King or the Lich King and the Zod. Remember, like we also had that guy with the horns like for the Berserk collab.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a boss back. Like I feel like it just makes like it feel like more like a collab. They are also bringing something that I feel like was kind of successful was the fact that if you grind this boss, you have a smaller chance of getting one copy of the new to start.
Mm.
So I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, and I think like the fight looks looks kind of clean. It has like 3 phases. It's not gonna be hard because you know how it is. Like if you
Yeah.
already have a level up account, you're just gonna go there, gonna blast him. Especially if you go with 4 people. Yeah, there's gonna be some scaling, but yeah, 4 grinders will just destroy him. But what do you think about the fight?
I think the fight looks really cool. Like a lot of people complain that there's never new PvE. There's not enough new PvE. So this is some new PvE. And like you mentioned, it's going to be easy. We already know that. For newer players, though, it might be a challenging battle, which will be fun for them. But I think it's good that Blizzard continues to do this. Even if it's easy fights for us, they're putting the effort in to bring new content. Even if it's just for a special event like this. The rewards, I don't really care about the 2-star gem. But a lot of people will, and I think that it's good that you could potentially get some from there, from this fight as well. At the end of the day, with the collab, they did a lot of things right with this one, and we're going to get into more of those in a little bit. But I do like that there's a boss fight associated with it as well.
I would like to, if they keep improving on these collabs, that we have a challenge mode. I think a challenge mode of this boss, I think will be quite cool. Imagine like you just have some cosmetic or something behind it. You have to do it with a party of 4 or a party of 8, but you actually had to do the mechanics. I think like that will be like the next step to make these even more exciting for all the players, not only like the new players.
Like you mean like a Heliquary gauntlet or something, and if you complete it, you get yourself a cosmetic. Like it could be some type of a challenge like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, something that it's not like a powered, power progression. It's just something nice. Maybe like the frame, instead of being on the event, they put like a special frame for the character, like something cool behind like a challenge. Because like as you said,
Yeah.
and well, like this is easy, but for a new player, maybe it's gonna be challenging. But I feel like for the full spectrum of players, it will be nice to also have something for us as veterans.
I agree. Yeah, just a little something to make you want to grind for it, right? I mean, what I'm going to do, I'll play it once, and I probably won't play it again, right?
Exactly.
But if you could put a prize behind excessive play, that'd be good. They'll get their value. I like that idea, Indez. That's a good one. All right, so that's a positive. Infested Rifts is another positive as well, in my opinion. And they did this in the last collab also. They added the Doom stuff to Survivor's Bane. And I'm not even a huge Doom guy, but I played more Survivor's Bane during that collab than I ever have. I completed everything from Survivor's Bane for the first time ever in the game. And they took a game mode that everyone loved. It's probably one of the most popular inside of Diablo Immortal. And they put the theme to that. Now, they didn't do it with Survivor's Bane this time, but they did it with 2 other game modes. And one of those is Elder Rifts, right? They've done this before, I believe. And they just have a bunch of different enemies and stuff and a new boss inside of the Elder Rift. We have some gameplay of that right here as well. So it's gonna feel a little bit different. Now, I don't think many people get excited over Elder Rifts. You do them basically so you can, run your crests, but I like that they put this in here.
I think like the only thing that can be exciting is they said that on top of like having like the boss at the end and like these special powers and these, it's that the legendaries that they're gonna drop in this specific mode, they're gonna have unique affixes. So for example, whenever you go to Vanguard, there are like these affixes that whenever you hit, it's like it appears a summon and does like something crazy. The problem with those summons, those affixes, they have like 90 seconds cooldown, so they are not as exciting. But it will make whatever is the gear that we're gonna get from here to be unique. So if the affixes are really good, like increase 30% damage for like a few seconds, or like heals the whole party for like 50%, like so it has to be something that will make it worth for players to actually go there and pull. Otherwise, yeah, probably just gonna do it once or twice for the event, like for the rewards, and then yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like you would normally do. But I do think it's cool that they take, my point is, they take existing events and they modify them. It's not new content, but it makes it fun. It freshens it up for a little bit. Yeah, it is smart. Battle for the Beyond. This is Conqueror. They're doing it in Conqueror here as well, where they're taking the Conqueror mode, they're theming it a bit to Starcraft, and I believe they're giving us some additional things here. Stim packs increases attack speed, movement speed for 8 seconds. The poison, limited time, all attacks fire poison projectiles that apply damage over time. Shields grants a protective shield that lasts for a limited duration, which is cool. But I think the biggest thing about Conqueror that I really love is the permanent update that all players will have the ability to access all 8 gear slots. Dude, I never would do Conqueror because your builds are just incomplete. Like you just
I don't
can't.
do I don't do that either nowadays.
But this
Yeah,
is
it's just annoying. It's just annoying. So I'm really glad that they are doing this, and it's gonna be quite similar to how we had the cutthroat basing, which was like the World of Warcraft, Tower War. So probably gonna change a bit the map. But one thing that is kind of cool is like you're gonna have to select which faction do you want. So it's like these factions are the factions from Starcraft. So you can be the Protoss, you can be the Zerg, and the other one I don't remember the name. And depending on the faction, yeah, Terran, you're gonna have like different skills. And then you're also gonna have a specific leaderboard. Imagine like I just want to be like the number one at the top one leaderboard of Zerg. You
yeah.
can also do this. I don't know if there's gonna be like some rewards attached because if you have a leaderboard, but you don't have like some extra freebies, like probably people will not like sweat for it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be like something crazy, but maybe you get like top 10 and you're like you get one or two legendary crests. That'll be worth it.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the end of the day, my favorite thing about this is that we can go in with our full builds. I think that's huge.
Yeah,
I don't know why
hopefully
they went
they
with
will
6. What's that?
No, so they went with 6 because whenever the game first started, we only had 6 slots. So they never updated these game modes.
That's crazy. But this didn't come
So
out when the game first launched. I think this came out when there were 8 game slots, 8 gear
already?
slots. I could be wrong,
Okay.
but I think it did.
Yeah, I
This didn't
play
come
back
out with the game.
Okay. No. I'm not saying that it came out at the game. I think it came out whenever there was 6 slots. But I'm also not sure because I didn't play back then. All I'm happy is that they brought for Conqueror, and hopefully they're gonna bring for Alley of Blood. They're gonna bring also for the Wild Brawl. Like
Yeah.
all these annoying 6 slots, events will be really nice.
I think it did come afterward. I think we did have 8 slots and it came with 6. I could be wrong. Chat, let me know in the comment section below. I could be wrong there, and I think it was only because you couldn't get the 8 slots until you were whatever level 800 Paragon or something. I don't remember what it is.
Inferno 1.
Inferno 1. So now it's just so much easier to get there versus maybe when they made this. Who knows? But I'm happy that it's there. But now, Indez, we could talk about your baby right here, your 2-star gem that don't do anything until you listen to this.
Okay, so regarding any 5-star, it all comes down to percentages. Like you can read the description. Yeah, it can sound nice, cannot sound nice. Like it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the description and the percentages, it is what it matters. Okay.
Yeah.
So here it says that on the Baneboil, that whenever you deal damage, it's gonna conjure 3 banelings, which is like very similar to the Morn Skull how we had it. That will roll towards the enemies. So we'll have to see if it is gonna be only for melee classes, or if because if it is something that you need to be in range, and whenever it procs and doesn't hit the target can be kind of weird. Hopefully they're gonna fix that. But if this Baneling hits the target, you will put an acid with a duration for 2 seconds, and these durations can be increased with the potency and 2 pieces barons, misery elixir, all of these things, and it's gonna do 10% of your base damage. So this okay. What is crazy, it is that it also, on top of this damage, is going to increase the damage that you do to the target by 35%. So right now, we already have the 2 pieces Restitution of Blood, which is the new set item that is like meta almost everywhere because it gives 35% increased damage for a few seconds. Also, it has only 6 seconds cooldown, so it is the same as a Spectral Glass, so it's gonna be up pretty much almost all the time. And on top of the 35% increased damage, you also get another 6% increased damage whenever the target has a continual damage. So, Pain Clasp has 24% whenever you have a continual damage. This gives 6%, so it's like a 1/4 of the Pain Clasp. And then you have on top of that 35% increased damage. Like this literally giving you a 41% increased damage, which puts this 2-star gem literally, if I get this at rank 10, it's gonna be better than my Leviathan Tome. Because I have my Leviathan Tome at like rank 5 and only gives 37%. This gives 41%. It is like for a low spender or a lower reso, this gem, if you can get it to rank 10 and you use it, is gonna be better than a lot of like 5-stars.
Mid ranked 5-stars.
Yeah, mid rank 5
Yeah,
stars.
which
yes.
is
like if you have like rank 5, rank 4, like anything below maybe 5 less, this probably is gonna be better.
yeah, it's cool that they're doing this. They are making the 2-stars better and better as they go. I mean, there'll be a point in time. There'll be a point in time, Indez, where some of these new 2-stars are going to be better than some of the old 5-stars, right? And then like older 5-stars.
They already are.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, we had the Morn Skull, which whenever the Morn Skull, the 2-star came out, was like the highest damage multiplier in the game. It was a 2-star. It was like 36%. Then we had the Crimson, which was 30%, also super high. Obviously, since then we had like better 5-stars joining the game. But now we have, then we had the Mana Flop, the Mana Flux, which is like nobody cares. The Crimson, which is also like, it's only 18% damage increase. Like it's not worth it. There are like so many better 2-stars and 1-stars in the game. But this is like what I was waiting for. This is why I was saving all those Telluric fragments, is to get this to rank 10, because this is like so worth to get if you are a free-to-play, low spender, or if you have like 3,000 reso or something like that. You probably have a 5-star with you that you're going to replace with these, and it's going to increase your damage probably by 1.5 or 2x.
Yeah. So if you want to see that happen, you're not going to see that happen on my channel, but you will see that happen on Indez's channel. So I'll be linking it down below. You could watch him. I'm sure you'll be streaming it, putting a video out on how you get your experience there. But that's going to be cool to see. I like that they're making opportunities for free to play and low spenders just better. All right. And obviously, they're not going to start making 2-star gems better than 5-star. There's now going to be these 5-stars that come out that are just increasingly better as well, that are for, you know, the bigger spenders. But it is nice to see that this is happening, so you can contribute, even if it's, again, in Helliquary and things like that.
Also, like, I'll just want to add, even if you are a spender and like, just look at the gems that you have, because imagine like you have a full setup of like 5-stars, and they can be like rank 6, and it takes a while to get there. But I will tell you that a lot of the times, if you slot these at rank 10 on your slot, you will find one of those 5-stars that these will outperform it.
You know, maybe I need to bring you on as a coach onto my account. And I have a couple of old stale 5-stars in my current loadout, Indez, and I don't know.
That'll be a good challenge. You know, at the beginning, you do a 1-minute dummy, test, and I don't know the damage that you do, and then by the end of it, we do it again, and we see how much that increase.
Let us know if you'd like to see that video. I would hire Indez's coaching, 1-hour coaching session. We could do a before and after. I think that'd be fun. All right, let's go on here with what we have here. All right, so this is the Phantom Market cosmetic, and we do have a bunch of footage from the Phantom Market cosmetic. I'll bring the ones on that are actually inside of it. First of all, initial impression. Do you like the look of the cosmetic?
Yeah, I like it.
I like it as well.
I like it. It's like StarCraft. It's like there's this other video that you're gonna rotate. In the back it looks awesome as well. The wings are also like pretty cool. Like I think like the whole cosmetic and on the guy, I think it looks like also really cool. I like it. I personally like it, and I'll tell you, it's gonna look even better whenever you're gonna have like the aura behind, and like all the killing streak like effects and all the effects that this skin has, because here you are only seeing the skin and the wings. You're not seeing like the other effects.
Yeah, but if you notice with the screen that I'm on right now, it's empowered cosmetic. So we have another one of the tempering type things back. So you can get the cosmetic for $170 if you go through all the polls, and then you could pay additional to get this empowered look to it, which I never did in the past. I'm assuming people are doing it because this is the third time I believe that this tempering effect is here. Refined armor, refined weapon, wing transmog. Do you know anything more about that? Like, I don't remember what it cost in the past to do any of the
It
tempering.
was 4,500 orbs. But the
Okay.
biggest thing here was that in the past, it all started with like on the Chinese New Year, like skin that you will change the shirt, you will change as well like the color of the dragon and like some of the animations. And aside from that, there was it. You know, you'll pay for your skin to have a different color than the normal guy. Then
Mm-hmm.
now, I don't know if you notice, but the wings are part of that refinement. So, like I said on my video, like there is this term in marketing which is called shitification, which is the company, like for example, Amazon or like Facebook or something like they create like these amazing product that everybody starts using, and over time they start putting like features that were free behind a paywall. You know, things that people really like and they like to use, they start putting on a paywall because it became so popular that they know that probably players they or in this case users they will still use it.
Yeah.
Here they are doing the same. If you go to your account, you probably have several cosmetics that they came with the free wings. One of the reasons why a lot of people bought Phantom Markets, they only bought Phantom Markets that they had exclusive Phantom cosmetic wings.
Right.
But now, if you want the wings, you have to pay 4,500 orbs,
They
which
didn't
I assume is going to be the price.
They didn't
So
take it
assuming,
away from the old ones though. Like if I bought an old Phantom Market cosmetic and it had those wings,
yeah,
those are
no, they didn't take from the old
right.
ones. They
Okay.
didn't.
Good.
I'm saying for this one now in specific, if you go to that the other video that you have like with the menu, you're gonna see the two variations. The first one doesn't have wings, not this one. It's like the other one that is the menu and the rolls. So
Oh, I see.
the
Yes.
a
Yes.
normal version. So if we're gonna get as a Diablo partner, we're gonna get the normal one. But
Yeah.
if you want to have the wings, which is like the empowered version, you're gonna have to pay. I feel like these are already like pretty expensive cosmetics.
Yeah.
I feel like they are trying to create another upsell on top of that. They already created a full system of wings cosmetics.
I did not realize that until you're saying it now. I didn't realize that the empowered that the upgraded to the empowered is wings, but we're not. I mean, obviously we could still wear our normal wings on it, but the wings, wow. That's I
Yeah.
mean, so there's two ways you could look at this. One, it's kind of cheap because you used to get it in the past. You said shitification. That's good, man. They shitified it a little bit, so you have to pay more to get the unshitified version. But the other side of it is, in the past, I've been quoted saying, I don't care how much cosmetics cost because they don't impact the game in any way besides how it looks. So I'm going to stand by that. If they want to make $1,000 cosmetic that only some of the most rich are going to use so they can show it off, that's fine. I'm just not going to be the guy running around with it. But again, we're looking at a game that has monetization from both angles, right? So you have the art and you
So
have the power.
I agree with that. I agree if they wanted to make like a super phantom cosmetic or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, with some massive wings. I'm sure it's freaking coming, like the way he's going.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that, but I kind of feel like it's kind of weird that all these years we always had like these phantom cosmetics coming with the wings, and now they are trying to sell you a car without tires. You know, like you used to buy a car with the tires and everything, and now like you're getting it without it.
Yeah.
Like obviously they are trying to do a upsell, but I don't know. Like personally, paying what it's like $50 more. This is now like a $250 cosmetic
To get it in full.
You know,
To get it in full.
to get it in full
Yeah.
for you to get the wings.
Because it's not like they're just like in the past, tempering, they added the glittering effects, they added a little bit better color, more shine, which is okay. Like it was minimal, but now like the whole complete wing look, like that's what makes this cosmetic awesome, are those, skeletal wings.
Yeah, because imagine you're gonna have these and you don't have like the wings. It's gonna look weird. Maybe you already spent like $10,000 and you have like those flashy wings, like those very crazy ones, and you're not gonna need to have it. but I think like I don't know, like it's just like this whole thing. I feel like greediness, like in companies, usually they like it's always like this, you know. It always keeps getting worse. They try to keep getting more and more money out of it. But I agree with you that, you know, if it is regarding cosmetics, you know, let it be. But I will probably justify it in a better way. That okay, you make like something completely unique and you want to do charge like triple the price or something like that. But on the Phantom cosmetic, I'll probably just head keep it.
I will
It feels
say,
it feels it feels shady to put the wings, as
yeah,
you know, like the wings behind a paywall. You know,
I agree. I'm sitting here as you're talking, watching this flip back and forth, and like if you look at the weapons, like it's not only the wings you're also getting like this much better of a glow effect on everything, like you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
used to see in the past. So
And
now,
also like your animations.
yes, so now you could be a Phantom cosmetic purchaser, not purchase the wings, and you'll just be looked at as a cheap ass because you didn't buy the whole thing. Look at this guy; he's so cheap. He didn't go with the whole $250 package. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah,
I think the cosmetic looks great. It's up to people if they
yeah.
want to purchase it or not. I'm gonna wear it. I'm
Exactly.
not gonna buy the wings,
Hell
unless
no.
if they're provided by Blizzard. But I don't think they never have been. But I
Mm.
do think it looks good. Great topic though. There, bringing up the whole tempering system change. Okay, so we have some familiars that are coming as well, which are cool. You got this guy, the turret. I think he's pretty cool looking. And you have this guy who's also, I think they both look cool, but one of them here allows portable skills to be used without cooldown, enabling continuous combat pressure. So this familiar seems, and I got a video of these as well, it seems like he's got a bit of a buff, like he's got some type of he's going to enhance your combat.
Yeah, so in the past we had like the warlock that will give you this fishing ability. I think
Right.
was one of the first one, but that's fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, like who cares? But this guy, I feel like if it actually decreases the cooldowns of your teleport inside PvP, I think it is probably the first time we have a cosmetic actually pay to win. And I think honestly that's like actually very bad because it's say I'm gonna wait to actually see it inside the game what it actually does, because that description, it is so weird. It literally just says that if you use this pet you don't have any cooldowns
Wait a second.
on your like read
When
portable
equipped,
skills.
allows portable skills to be used without cooldown, enabling continuous combat. Portable skills. And I
What
probably
is your take on here? What do you read on that?
my initial thought until you just brought that up was that any attacks, any skills that are attack based from the pet wouldn't have a cooldown because your pet is like the portable thing, like it's your portable pet. But you're saying that this could actually be skills on your actual character?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I read it and I said my first impressions it's that, but let's wait. Let's wait to come inside the game. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna test it, and then we'll see.
What are examples of portable skills? Is that like Demon Hunter putting down the turret and stuff like is that a portable skill?
I mean, I read it like teleport or something like
So
that.
you're
You know, a
thinking,
dash.
see,
Yeah,
it's
like
vague.
in movements. You know,
So this one right
that's how I read
here,
it.
this guy who I think looks really cool, Fallen Protoss warriors live on without
Yeah,
powerful
it doesn't
warriors
matter.
continuing their Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes things are worded wrong or weird from Blizzard, and we're like, "What are they even saying here?" And then we like check with them, and it's just like, "Oh no, it's just it's
Also, I think
nothing."
like maybe from the way it looks, might be like a translation error because they type every time like in Chinese,
Yeah.
and then they just translate it into English. So maybe something like that. Like you can get this pet on the seventh pool. So you put on your Phantom cosmetic, the seventh one is gonna give you the pet. This one here, I think it is gonna be a pack from the store. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it for free, like we got like that guy with the eye that you said it looked like the guy, the cargo or whatever, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy, the
yeah.
brain.
That
Yeah,
guy was cool. I wore that
yeah,
for a while.
yeah, yeah. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if this is gonna be free or not.
I will say though, if this cosmetic gives any type of buff at all, like, okay, the fishing one was cool. If you were big into fishing, like fishing was big back then, so it was super cool. But it didn't help in combat. If this helps in any way in combat, everyone's going to be wearing it that has it. Like, there's no, why would you wear anything else?
Yeah.
My golden
but
bird.
I feel like it sets a very bad, like, I don't want to, I don't mind like cosmetics, but pay to win cosmetics is just like entering on the next level of like I feel like remember what I said like a few months ago, like after we start seeing those wings, I said from here on I am seeing that the path is gonna be like grim for Diablo Immortal.
Jeez.
And so I'm not even surprised if they actually put like a pay to win pet. I'll not be surprised. I'm not shocked at all. Like
they already have a pay to win pet, man. The savior pet. The traits on pets.
No,
I know you're talking about cosmetics. I know.
Yeah, I'm talking about you have to buy a cosmetic for your pet that gives you like any benefit in combat.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we'll see. We could kind of crap on it right now with what it says, but I don't.
We'll wait for the next episode.
Yeah. Wait, I can't see that actually being the case, but we'll see. All right. So we got this thing. Sky's Veil. What is this? These are just the activities coming. Survivor's Bane, Trial of the Horde, Fractured Plane. Yeah. Nothing new there. Yeah, Versatile Rings is cool. And now I knew this was going to happen because they did this with when you're farming your greens. Like these, they put them in play. Is it going to work? Oh, it's kind of cool. It helps the players. It stays around. I've probably gotten 10 or so, maybe 15 Versatile Rings over the time that it's been inside of the game. And only a handful of them I've actually used. But, I mean, this is a good feature, right? At least it allows you to not have to worry about...
This is good. This actually, because this used to be a problem that you get like a triple perfect item and then it has a red socket. Or it has a yellow socket and you don't want yellow, you want the blue, or you want whatever it is, right? So, like at the time, I said, oh, maybe we can have a currency that we can exchange the color. But these, like, actually, whoever thought about this idea is so much better. Like, it's just like, okay, it's like a unicorn, like a socket, and it just can slot whatever.
I mean, they've been doing this over the past year with green gear, just making it easier, even for essences, being able to farm and get small percentage of your essences for other classes as well. I could see them expanding this out. I mean, it would be really cool if we just always got green gear that you could swap whatever gems in you want. It just gets rid of some of that grind. This is a good thing, though. I mean, it's a good, not that it drops regularly, but when they do, it's nice. All right, Battleground rewards. You're much more of a Battlegrounder than I am. Looks like you're getting more, roughly 50 to 100% more gear, gold, potions, gear portions, normal gems, 1 per run. But they didn't increase the amount of normal gems you can get in a day. But you can get a normal gem per run. So 12 runs and you cap out in the day.
So I think that, in my opinion, if you are a PvP player, this is like the biggest change that they are making.
Really?
Because one of the biggest complaints, like why the bot even came on the game, was because a lot of the PvP whales, they don't want to go into the open world, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want to do farming. They don't like to do this thing. So they have their pilots or they have like their account and they log in and they just want to do PvP. Now they don't even need to go run 1 tier rift or 2 tier rifts to do the daily gems. Yeah. They just go, they do PvP. They do like 30, 1 hour, maybe like you do like 20 matches and it's done. Yeah. You do your daily gems. It's great. It's absolutely godly. I think like the gold and the gear is also nice because it's gonna give you more farm. But the main thing, it is the addition of the normal gems. And it is fine that he's gonna share with the daily cap because that's the purpose. The purpose is, if I just want to do PvP and I don't want to do like the daily cap, like from open world or whatever, I just go do PvP and I know I play 1 hour and it's done. Maybe it's less.
Are you noticing that they're doing things making it easier for people to play less of the PvE portion of the game and more PvP? They're pushing more towards people that want a PvP to be able to PvP without having to, like, you know, even with the 24-hour timer. Like, you could throw it on 24 hours. You could do a couple hours a day in a party and just throw your phone on the side and get all your gems and then just log in and do your PvP stuff. This, like you mentioned, I didn't look at it in that way. So Glad I had your
Yeah.
PvP
So
mind.
so I agree absolutely with you. That's the effort they are doing. And I think it is a good thing because if you are someone that's just like in World of Warcraft, I only did arenas and I barely had to do anything else. So it was a good thing. You just want to focus on things you like to do.
Yeah.
The only thing that I also hope that in the future we start having, like you said in the beginning, like more PvE end game challenging content. I think like the game needs that because Diablo Immortal or Diablo as an IP, as a core, it is a dungeon crawler. It is a PvE game that I think Diablo Immortal really did a great job at unlocking this PvP side, even if it is pay to win, whatever. But the PvP is quite good compared to any other. Like Diablo 4 has no PvP
Yeah.
almost at all. So yeah, I feel like they have to balance. They find a balance, but they are definitely trying to. I think they are trying to clean up like all the frictions that PvP whales they have. That's what I
Oh
feel
yeah.
that they are doing. They are putting the bots. They are putting these now. They're like, man, keep playing the game, please.
Yeah.
Like we'll take we'll take we'll
Yeah.
take
What do you
we'll
want?
take all this. Yeah, what do you want? What is the struggles you have? Oh, you don't have 50 minutes to do the jump. Don't worry, I'll put this. Just please keep swiping. Just keep
No,
swiping.
I mean it's no secret that Blizzard cares very much about the whale
Yeah,
PvP community. I mean, they're the ones that are really funding the game. I mean, they're in talks with some of the top PvP people to make sure that they're meeting the needs of that community. And I think that it's good, right? Because you got to have
yeah.
a hand on the pulse of the community, not just all the free to play, even though there's more. But yeah, I think it's good. All right. We got Monster Family Commanders. Is this in dungeons or is this an open world or is this in both?
I think it's just in dungeons. It's
Just in
just like
dungeons.
new
Just another
new formation.
another guy that
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out.
Like sometimes I kill it and don't even realize. I'm just like
I know.
passing with my whirlwind and then just.
It's because you have the strongest builds in the game, and that's why.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I
Need to
thought this
play
one was
well.
interesting. Combat rating and progression adjustments. So this is what I focused my video on my channel when I was talking about this. They made some serious changes. The ancestral tableau system has been removed. Defense and purge no longer grants activity points. Set items no longer grant combat rating. Heliquary upgrade system has been removed. Heliquary no longer provides seeker rating. All invested materials are refunded. Players can access the Heliquary Reforge system without needing to fully max out levels. Demonic remains no longer grant combat rating, but all other stats remain unchanged. Seeker's Path no longer grants Void Blood Slag and will now reward upgrade materials instead. I'll just read through all of them and then we can talk about it. When Paragon levels increase, players will now directly gain combat rating, seeker rating, and primal attributes. All stats, including combat rating previously tied to these systems, will now scale automatically with Paragon level progression. After the update, your actual combat rating will not be lower than before. The system will automatically compare the old and new values and apply to the higher one. So, this is a big change, dude. This is like a whole system change. And previously, so I play with some high level players, and what they always want to do is push, 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 get that high combat rating, be the first team to take down the new Heliquary Gauntlet or something like that. Like to be the first on those leaderboards because that's what they're pushing for. This gonna? It seems like everyone's combat rating is gonna kind of just be the same at whatever Paragon level you're at. Like, what is in your mind the reason for this? Is a huge rework, in my opinion. I don't know
The
why it's
first thing
being
that came
done.
to my mind, it's I think it's done for multiple reasons. The first one, I think it removes the friction for new players to catch up, because you don't have to. Probably it's been a long time since you capped your reliquarium, but for me as a new player after coming to the game in 2 years, it took me about like a year to get it to level 70, and I do raids every Monday in Thursday. So to reach to the top level and get rid of that, it is awesome. So you also get access to the demonic reforging. Like it is like such a like much better for new players. Then they are also removing some of the bloats that I think they have. Like they kept adding systems, but they are systems like activity, like the ancestral tableau that is just there, like it's just activity points. Like they can literally remove it. Then the crazy part is actually the set item upgrades no longer will
Yeah,
give you the combat rating. That's a big one. There's actually a super big one. So I think it is mainly targeted for the new players, but I feel like what is they are trying to do over time, it is to try to reduce the gap between like a newer player and a veteran player in terms of like combat rating. I think that's going to be their goal.
Yeah, I mean, when you do think about it, when you hear of new players that started playing 3 months ago and they're at the same Paragon level as me, all of their complaints are their combat rating, their combat rating. So does this mean all of these people? So my combat rating is like at 60. What is it? 60,000 or something like that. I forget. I took a screenshot of it this morning. Does that mean everyone that's at my server Paragon level and I were all going to be the same? Like these new players that had 20,000 combat rating, are they going to be jumped up?
I think like what is it said that in the bottom, like that your combat rating will more or less be the same, but then also say that with the increase of your Paragon level will also give you combat rating secret rate. So I think that maybe like newer players or like after the patch, we're gonna see the newer players getting a bit more combat rating.
Yeah.
But the thing is like those players, they will never reach out to your combat rating level just because you have like your legendary gems at a higher rank. So the gap, for example, if I try to push like the
they
challenge
could,
rifts,
Indez. They could, like if they're a spender,
no.
if they're a spender and they buy those legendary gems, like if they're not a free to play, then they could.
Yeah, of course, but it still takes time, right?
Yeah,
It's still
yeah,
gonna take time to reach out to even to your level, right? To your like 4 or 5,000.
yeah.
So unless you spend like $50,000 like in a month, right?
Right.
It still takes some time if you do it like in a more not natural way.
True.
So yeah, I think like that's what they are trying to do. They are trying to remove the bloat, make it easier for the newer players. I think they are also trying to make like easier for like these heavy grinders slash sweats that they are trying to push the leaderboards and maybe make it more competitive for everyone, because maybe you want to compete, or but maybe you don't have as much time to always be min maxing and grinding.
Yeah.
So maybe now you still have a shot to go at least, maybe not to top 1, but maybe like to top 10 or top 50.
So you obviously, as a free to play player on your account, you think this is a great system. It's great for new players. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think the big spenders, the ones that want to be on top of leaderboards and all of them, what do you think do you think this impacts them in a negative way? Or are they still going to be able to maintain that advantage because of their legendary gem spend, etc.? Normal gem spend?
I think the top ones will still remain because they have the resonance, they have the gems, they have the knowledge, they have the reforges, everything is min max, they know how to do. So yeah, I don't think it is going to affect like top players. If anything, is going to make top players have an easier time because they don't have like to try to mid max all the combat rating and things. But there's still like a lot more knowledge that you have to gather if you want to be at the top of the leaderboards, either in gauntlets or even like in challenge rift.
Okay. I think that after the update, if there's someone that's at server Paragon level, that's a newer player, let's say they've been playing for 3 months and they've pushed themselves to server Paragon, their combat rating's super low because of the gear they've been able to accumulate over that time. I think they may be seeing big combat rating jumps because there's going to be a standard combat rating for the server Paragon level.
Yeah.
So they could be literally jumping.
It says there, I thought it said that the combat rating is not going to change, but it's not. That's not what it said. It won't be lowered.
Yeah.
So it means that can go higher.
No, yes.
So yeah, I think you're right. I
Yeah.
think you're right. Like with the Paragon, it will just adjust, and it's gonna make all these new players, like I don't know how much combat rating they're gonna gain, but they're probably gonna gain the combat rating that they don't have from the Liquarium, as well the Ancestral Tableau.
So that's also going to impact your difficulty abilities, right? Like if there's a standard combat rating that goes along with your Paragon level, Blizzard can very easily gate people going to the next Inferno difficulties because you're just not going to be able to get a high enough server Paragon. And what they're saying is like, okay, so I'm, let's say 60,000 combat rating. And let's say at the current server Paragon level, 55,000 is the highest. They're not going to remove my combat rating because then everyone loses their minds. But I bet you that I won't be able to gain combat rating very easily, and very quickly my account is going to slow combat rating gain until it's caught up with the server Paragon in a negative way, and then I'll just kind of be on target with everyone else.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
also, this is speculation, but I think that whenever we're gonna have the Warlock getting released in June, which is like the next major patch, we're probably
Yeah.
gonna see the Paragon crunch again, like the difficulties.
Yeah, I hate how they do that. It's frustrating how they do that. Just let it run. But yeah, we probably will. We've seen it multiple times
Yeah,
already.
but the thing is, it's like a psychological aspect that creates on someone. Like now we are at like 1,400. And for the new players, that hey man, I gotta farm like 1,400. Even if it is like catch up like really fast, like just the number is just way too big.
Yeah.
If you say like it's 400, it is more digestible. It's the same reason why a lot of
Yeah.
people they don't start watching One Piece because it has 1,200 episodes. Even if it is great, it's just like too many episodes. Like I don't have time.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, let's get into the last few things here because my plumber is going to be at my house in 15 minutes, so we have to finish up then. Okay, set drop item rules. After the update, at Hell 1 difficulty, players can obtain and craft all 16 items. So they're going to be able to get their items more easily, which is cool. Again, something
Yeah,
nice for early on.
just gonna open up, like there's no more restriction. You have access to all the set items. You can get them easily. Higher drop pool. It's just to, because at the hell difficulties is quite hard to get them.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, feature update. The legendary gear selection screens. Oh, right. So, battle pass layout's gonna change. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Cool. Quality of life improvements. Ephemeral.
I
Can't
don't
even say
even know
that.
what is this. I think it is like something that spenders they buy. I never saw these. I mean, it
Treasure
doesn't matter.
activations. Visual glow and it reactivated. Oh, those are those like the rings around you and stuff? A fear like the cosmetic things?
Oh, to activate every 30
Yes.
days, right?
I think that's
Oh,
what that
okay.
is.
Yeah, I didn't know the name.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
Ethereal. I can't even say it. Yeah. That's that. Realm of Damnation and selected previous main quest content now support different difficulties and onboarding experience. They give you a little how-to in Battlegrounds. There was also something for cosmetic. The cosmetic backpack has been improved to make browsing and managing your collection more intuitive, which is actually pretty nice. And I mean, I have a great problem because you and I, as Blizzard partners, we're lucky enough to get gifted the cosmetics. So we have a lot of cosmetics
Without the wings.
without the wings. we it's gonna be nice. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like because I have so many cosmetics, I just can't keep track of them all.
Yeah,
Good
so
problem.
many shoes in my closet,
I
man.
know. And lastly, the Bout of Realms is returning. I tell everyone, and they didn't say what this one's gonna look like. But the 27th through the 31st is registration. June 1st through the 6th, you start fighting, and the 8th through 14th, you finish up your fights. They didn't give us details on if there's gonna be any adjustments. The last Bout of Realms, I believe we couldn't use legendary gems, or everything was. I forget how that worked.
No, that was
They were all maxed.
challenge. Yeah, but that was bout of equals.
Yes. Oh, right.
This
That
is
was Bout of
realms.
Equals.
This is the Wales. Yeah, this
Okay.
is the Champions League.
What I think they're going to do, I think they'll probably go back and forth. It'll be Bout of Realms, Bout of Equals, Bout of Realms,
Yeah.
Bout of Equals, which is good. Either way, even if you are a free-to-play player, I always recommend participating in the Bout of Realms. It's a fun experience, especially if you could put a team together. Even if you get smoked, you get free rewards for doing it. And the more teams we have, even if you're a free-to-play team or a low-spending team, you could match other teams that are very similar to you. Now, you may also match a whale team, but you could match one of those teams and have some really good matches. And I think it's a lot of fun. Now, they've spoken about in the past switching up the maps for that. Do you think that's going to be coming in this update?
No.
No, not happening yet. Not happening yet.
No. I think like the Tower War, it is probably the most tactical that they have. I think the convoy, it is too small to make it competitive, in my opinion. And I think that the classic Battleground map, it is too one-sided. I think like if you have a very good strategy, it's gonna, like once you get the ball rolling on those idols, it just gets like very hard. So yeah, I think the Tower War is probably the one that's is gonna remaining.
Fair enough. What's your favorite thing from this update?
It's this butt, man.
This, dude, before I said they gave her, I was thinking they gave her a nice butt, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say it, but you did, so there you go.
That's the best thing about this patch.
Oh my god! What is you like the gems, right?
Yeah, I obviously I like the gem. I also like the cosmetic, but I got a bit sad about the wings.
Yeah.
I love the update that now I can just, if I want today to just do PvP, I just go, I get like the normal gems for the day just by doing PvP. I think that's awesome. It kind of removes like that need that you have to go and grind like the gems every day. So yeah, overall I think it was a good patch.
Any things that you don't like from the patch? Is there anything that you say, ooh, that's a fail?
It's only the wings. I think that's the only thing. My only complaint was the wings. Aside from that, I think everything was straight up W.
Yeah, I like the update as well. I didn't, when we got these patch notes, I wasn't expecting there to be as much inside of it. I expected it to kind of just be another collab, which is kind of crazy that it came out a month after the other. But I like it as well. I think the cosmetic looks awesome. The wings stink that it's not going to be there. I'm glad we spoke in depth about that though today, because I've had quite a few people in my comments on my video say, I really like that cosmetic. This may be the Phantom Market cosmetic that I buy. You got to know that it doesn't include the wings at the $170 price tag. And maybe you'll get lucky and get it earlier than that, which would be awesome. But it's important that people know before they spend. Yeah. I think you and I should plan a session where you take over my account. And I think that would be a lot of fun. I think people would enjoy seeing it. It'll also make my builds and my account look like complete trash because I've neglected them for so long, but my warband will be happy. So I say we do it.
Yeah, and you will also be happy because one thing that I always say is that the more damage you do, the more time you save. You know, like you do dungeons in less time, you farm in less time. It's like, yeah, no,
it's gonna help me here.
But right now you cannot go into dungeons and the bot it won't matter.
That's
you cannot
the next
go
patch.
into those raids.
Yeah, next patch, the entire game runs itself.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Dude, thank you so much for coming through. We will keep up with these patch note breakdowns every time in the Immortal podcast. It's one of my favorite things to do in Diablo Immortal altogether. Indez, what are you doing next on your channel?
I mean, I've been consistent live streaming, and obviously, whenever this gem is gonna come, I'm gonna craft it probably to rank 10. I'm gonna be testing it out, and yeah, just keep up like to enjoy the game as much as I can. I also am doing like other like reactions. Like in the future, we're gonna have the Warlock coming, so I'm preparing like a big stream for the launch. So yeah, pretty exciting things. So
love this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, dude. I love it. I love what you're doing. Guys, come on over to Game Strategy HQ. We got Indez's videos populating here as well because you're one of my favorites, brother. And on top of that, I'm going to be going live on Wednesday featuring all of the new update as well. So make sure you guys come on through. Check me out live. I'll be live at 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern time. Check out Indez's channel. I'm linking it down below, and I think the plumber's here, so I'm going to go. Take care, Indez.
Cheers.